Hey guys, Polaris here, coming back to you again. Just wanted to give you a little bit more updates, just throw out some information in there for you guys, just keep you informed of what's going on here with the channel as it grows. By the time this video probably airs, today is Sunday, we will probably be hitting the 2,000 subscriber mark. Guys, thank you so much. This has been an amazing journey, and none of this would happen if it wasn't for you guys and your participation, your requests, and your feedback, and your love and passion for these Amiibo fights in the community. So thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate everything that you guys have been doing, all the requests, all the patience. It's been wonderful, and I couldn't thank you any more enough. I mean, there can't be a million times I can say thank you, and it wouldn't be enough. You guys are amazing, and everything is possible. All of this is possible thanks to you guys. So, with that being said, also with the requests, my wife actually did something really cool for me. So as you know on the previous videos that I've been keeping track of the videos as well for the requests, because the requests do come in through the YouTube Studio app, and I see everything from the comments that you guys posted, and I go, the way I go through the requests is I go in order of the comments that have been posted. So if a post was made on a certain video at a certain time, then that request technically is the first down there, and so forth. It goes down. And I've been jotting it down in a notebook, and I've also been taking a picture of it on my phone, so that way I always keep track on the requests. My wife took a step further on there and decided, because there's been a lot of requests coming in, she actually made a newer notebook for me. So I have a whole bunch of requests on here, and I've been checking off with everybody's name on it and what fights they are, and I've been checking off all the requests as I've gone by on here, and this has been helping me out a lot because I don't have to go down and write it down. She's writing it down for me, and I can just go straight working to the videos, which is another thing. So today is Sunday. I took yesterday, all day yesterday. I stayed up Friday night as soon as I got home from work. I literally stayed up until 7 o'clock in the morning just pushing out videos. I wanted to do that just because I didn't want to feel like I'm neglecting you guys. I'm not. It's just there are a lot of requests, and I only get a certain amount of time to work on it every day, because I do work every day, but I don't want to leave it behind, because I love the request that comes in, and I love the feedback from the channel. So I'm pretty much, I take all of the free time that I have, and I want to put it towards this, you know. Unfortunately, I can't do this full time yet. I would like to have it as a goal in my life. It'd be cool to make videos for you guys full time. It'd be really cool, so I can push out as many requests for you guys. But as of right now, I can't. So I just take all the free time I have. As soon as I get home from work, I just dash up here to my room, turn on the switch, turn on my computer, and just push out videos. So I thank you guys so much for understanding and your patience for it. So I really do appreciate that. And but I will be working, you know, day and night if I can. On the weekends, you know, yesterday, for example, yesterday was Saturday. I worked. It was from when I went to bed at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. I woke up at 10 in that morning. I took about like a 3-4 hour nap, and I just kept pushing out videos throughout all throughout the day. And now today I'll be doing the exact same thing, just making as many videos throughout the day and pushing them out to the YouTube server, which I'm pretty sure they hate me right now because it's like a traffic jam of like 80 to 90 videos that are uploading right now. So my service provider and YouTube probably hate me for that right now. But you know what? I don't care. I want to get these out to you guys. So just thank you so much for your patience on there. So thank you for cooperating with me. Thank you for understanding. And I will continue to do these videos for you guys. Thank you so much. Another part on there is that with today being Sunday, guys, the contest is 12 days away. So the deadline on there is about 12 more days. In 12 more days, we're getting 3 new Amiibo: Piranha Plant, King K. Rool, and Ice Climbers. I'm super excited to see. I was not expecting the Piranha Plant to come out that day with the 2.0 update for the Switch. I was, funny enough, at a friend's house that was giving me an Amiibo so I can work with. He was actually very fortunate enough to give me an Amiibo so I can put on the channel. And I'll be getting into him a little bit later on, maybe another video. I'll tell you more details about that, what I'm going to do with it. Um, but while I was there, and I took my laptop with me because whenever I go, I just take my laptop with me because if I have Wi-Fi, I'm going to still upload videos for you guys. So even if I don't have my laptop with me, I'm going to try my very best to use the remote desktop app through my phone and just do it that way. Um, but I started getting like a whole bunch of requests for Piranha Plant. I'm like, wait a minute. I know a couple people responded. It's like, well, Piranha Plant isn't out yet. Piranha Plant isn't out yet. Piranha Plant comes out soon. We don't know yet when. But then I'm looking at the Switch, and I always have my Switch with me, and I see it's like, wait a minute. A version 2.0 update already came out, and I understood it was like a fighter bug fix and everything like that. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the roster, and it's Piranha Plant. I'm like, whoa. I gotta get started. No, I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Sorry, I gotta leave. I gotta go make videos. I gotta make Piranha Plant videos because Piranha Plant's awesome, and I can't wait to see how he plays. And I made the Piranha Plant free for all battle, and I made that really. I really wanted to focus a lot of the effort to make the Piranha Plant the versus the entire roster pre-Fighters Pass Alpha for you guys, just because I know there was a lot of Piranha Plant request videos for him. And I was doing Piranha Plant team videos on there, but people wanted to see Piranha Plant one-on-one, so I wanted to make it versus the entire roster for you guys, so I did that on there as well. But yeah, that threw me completely off guard, so sorry, getting sidetracked on there. But with that, I thought Piranha Plant was going to come out the same day as the Amiibo, and following up with the Amiibo come out in 12 days. 12 days, guys. I'll put a link in the comment below. Definitely check it out. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on there to win yourself either a Piranha Plant Amiibo, a King K. Rool Amiibo, or a Ice Climbers Amiibo. I will probably, I'm not sure entirely yet. I still have to talk with both of the stores that I have the pre-orders. The deadline will probably most likely be the 15th, the day the Amiibo come out. I will most likely probably do like a vlog of me picking up the Amiibo for you guys just to see, and everything, the Amiibo hand in hand right there for you. Depending on how the other Amiibo are shipped, I will probably make a follow-up video for the contest itself on the 17th. So check it out, guys, if you haven't already. Definitely sign up for that contest. With that being said, the contest, as of right now, I'm only doing shipping to the United States, Canada, and Mexico, alright? I do apologize, I can't do international shipping right now due to financial reasons on there, but in the future, I do really want to do another Amiibo giveaway, and probably most likely do an international for that as well for you guys, alright? And then the last part on there I wanted to do is I wanted to take one of the questions from the previous video of the 1,000 subscriber one, and just kind of do a little fun Q&A on there. And the question I chose was from Sean Bloomquist. I'm sorry if I pronounced the last name wrong, really sorry. And he says, which is your favorite Amiibo? Sean, that's really hard because really all of the Amiibo are super amazing. I'm a huge, just a collector. I just nerd out on little statuettes, figurines, stuff like that. I used to work at a game store, and all of the people in the game store were completely oblivious to the Skylanders game. So I kind of took it upon myself. I'm like, you know what? Let me try out Skylanders and see how it was, and dangerously addicting for me. So I got pretty much every single figure for Skylanders. I jumped on the same thing with Disney Infinity, more so when the Marvel superheroes came out because I'm a huge comic book guy. And I just loved their design so much, and I started collecting those. And even when I was a kid, I mean, you see I had Ninja Turtle stuff in the background. I just love collecting little figurines. I think they're really cool. And that's one of the things I've always mentioned in the past to all of my friends. I'm like, wow, Nintendo is really not grasping the way merchandise works. Is that, and they have in the past, which is kind of interesting, at least in Japan, because there's little Gachapon figures and little bubblegum sheen figures, those things, UFO plushie catchers, all that stuff. They're huge on that stuff, and I always thought it was so weird. And I always said this in Super Smash Bros. Melee, is that so they release these trophies, and they're in a gumball machine, and you have coins, but you can't produce these figures physically. That would be really cool if you can get little gumball machines, just like the trophies that you would get in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Lo and behold, years later, now that they make Amiibo, and oh look, they look almost like the trophies that they did in Super Smash Brothers Melee. So um, I thought it was really weird that they didn't do it, but finally they did, and I was super happy for it because me being a huge fan of a lot of Nintendo franchises, it was really cool to see these guys on my shelf and just having them physically there. Um, but with that being said, of favorites, it's really hard because I really like all of the amiibo. I think all of them are quite unique. All of them are really cool. So what I decided to do was I took 5 from the Super Smash Brothers series, and they're not really in any order whatsoever. These are just kind of the 5 that I think were really cool to me. These are just really cool ones. And then I did one honorable mention on the Super Smash Brothers series, and then I did another 5 on just the remaining overall amiibo. So I have 10 amiibo to show you guys of which ones are like my personal favorites on there, and I'll go ahead and I'll start with the Super Smash Brothers ones. Starting on there, I had to choose it just because, unlike any other amiibo, I thought it was really cool that he is one of the very few that has it. And he's also kind of my main in Super Smash Brothers as well. Like I said, I'm not a great Super Smash Brothers player, but if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't still be playing Super Smash Brothers, and that is Mario. I really dig the way that Mario is, especially with the effect that he has on there. Very few amiibo have this effect, and I thought, it's like, why wouldn't they do that, you know? Like, I think Samus could have, like, a charge on her blaster, or, like, you know, maybe Mega Man have a charge on his blaster, but it's very few ones, like Corrin, Palutena, even like now, for an example, Ridley has a effect on the bottom of his base, and that's something that I kind of felt like they didn't do with a lot of amiibo, and they should. But Mario, they really put that fire effect on there, and I thought was really cool. Little tidbit on there about these really quick. I thought it was really interesting is that in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so the designs of these guys are based off of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. And the designs of them, at least the stances of how they look in character in game. So like Mario, for an example, he's like kind of jump kicking now, but in Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, this was how he looked in the game when you chose him as a character select screen. I thought was really cool is that all of these guys is pretty much trophy stances is how I call them, are in the game as their victory poses in Ultimate. So they technically don't really go away, which I thought was really cool. And then this kind of pose of Mario has kind of been there since the beginning, so I thought it was really cool. But yeah, I really like that. Like they give like a little lighting effect of behind the fireball on here to like kind of give that incentive of like the lighting that's going across it. I thought it was a really cool figure. So Mario definitely on there, one of my favorites. Another one on there, just because I really love the series, I'm a huge fan of it, is Toon Link. I really love Toon Link. I think this version of the amiibo really catches his essence of Toon Link. I'm a huge fan of Wind Waker. I adore the Minish Cap. It's like one of my favorite all-time games. I play that game like probably once every year. I really like that stylized version of Link. I think it fits him really well, especially for the character. In certain games, it fits him perfectly. So I really dig Toon Link as the figure. Kind of wished he had the Master Shield or maybe the Mirror Shield, but it makes sense why he has the Hero Shield. It's very iconic to him. So Toon Link was another one on there. Super Smash Brothers Amiibo's all-time favorite. Really like him. Another one on there I really like as well is Mega Man. I really dig the Mega Man figure. He is really nice in terms of like his colors. I thought was like one of the best amiibo in terms of colors and in terms of design, because I just feel like if it wasn't for the collaboration of Nintendo, Sora Games, and Capcom, we wouldn't have gotten this version of like the Blue Bomber. And now like with Mega Man 11, he kind of takes almost that same motif as the Super Smash Brothers series. And I felt like Super Smash Brothers and Sora Games and Nintendo kind of revived him, because let's be honest, a lot of these Capcom games were kind of just floating around, not really doing anything. And thanks to like Super Smash, ever since Super Smash Brothers came out, you know, there's been a plethora of Mega Man stuff coming out, which is great because I love the series and I really love the way that they design him. Like his dark blue is actually a metallic dark blue. I don't know if you can see it. It's really, really cool. I really dig him. I really like the really hint of design that they put into the detail of the actual like pale blue, light blue parts of him. He doesn't just look pale, like just light blue and then dark blue. He actually has detail on him that makes him look a little bit more robotic, and I thought it was really cool. Mega Man, I just like the way Mega Man also looks in game because he rarely has expressions on his face, nor does he have any like a lot of idle character movement on there, which really like brings the sense of how he played in his original games, and in the sense of yes, he's a robot. So I thought it was really really cool, and that's why he's part of my list on here. Another one on there is being that Mega Man is kind of a little bit detailed, a lot of detail on him for being a figure that's so simple, is that the complete opposite can be said about Mewtwo. And I had to put Mewtwo on here because of really of how simplistic he looks, menacing he looks, because he really does look menacing. He is also one of my favorite Pokemon in the series. I really do dig him. But just his simplicity and just how clean he looks, and being just seeing how they took a just a 2D model of Mewtwo from when we played the games back in Red, Blue, and even to the today now that we have 3D models of it, and take a 3D model of it and just actually physically have it in your hand. It's really cool. So I really dig the design of Mewtwo, and I thought he was really really cool on there. So there's that one. And then last one on here, I could not, because he is still also one of my all-time favorites, is Rob. I really dig Rob. I think he is one of the coolest amiibo in the Super Smash Brothers series. He is really really cool. I like his translucent eyes. I just like all the detail that they put in here. Like he has a little on-off switch on here in the bottom. This little cable wire on here, and it's very reminiscent of those coiled telephone cable wires that he did come with. He's just an overall. He actually says Rob on the bottom on here in text. I know it's really really hard to see, and it's really even hard for me to see, but it does say robotic operating buddy on there, Rob. The Famicom colored Rob, which I have as well, also does say robot. So I thought was really cool. But he is really really cool. I really dig the way that he looks. I thought he was a great addition to Super Smash Brothers, and he's just a really good piece to look at. Um, a side note on there, sometimes I put Rob next to my NES Classic because they kind of fit like side by side really well together. So I thought that was really cool. Um, and then I just wanted to do a one honorable mention for the Super Smash Brothers series on there because I think it is a really cool amiibo. It just didn't make the list for a little bit of reasons, and that is Samus. I really, really dig Samus. I am a huge Metroid fan. I love the games. And I just love the way Samus looks. I just like this pose of her a lot. My only tidbit on here, why Samus kind of didn't cut it for the best list on here for me, and this is just me nitpicking on there, because this is a guilty pleasure of mine. As much as I don't care for Other M, the game that came out, the Metroid game that came out for the Wii, I really dig the design. You know, I really like the sleekness of Samus's suit in the Other M design. Now, granted, the other suit has always been my favorite, and kind of the fusion suit is my all time favorite suit for Samus. But I really dig the sleek design of her suit in Super Smash Brothers. I think it's really cool. The shoulders are not too big on there; they're just a good amount of a size, and just so that way you can see her face and the rest of her suit, and it really you can tell the detail on there as well. So I really really digged it. My only biggest concern on there with this one, and like I said, this is just a little bit me nitpicking. While the suit itself and the amiibo itself is sleek, Samus herself is a really tall character, and let me see if I can grab her here. I'll grab another one actually as well. Sorry. Samus herself is actually really really tall. I think she's about. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. But I think she's around 6'2", and that was kind of concerning when I saw things like Samus, and then a couple of months later, and even though she's kind of even in a pose where she's kind of floating, so that's kind of not fair, is her Zero Suit form, and she is way taller on there. She's almost about the same size of her, and I do know that the suit is like a little bit, it gets a little bit taller on her. So she's like almost the same size on there for herself. And then another one I like to always compare it to is Ike. Ike is actually not that tall in the Fire Emblem series, but he is massive in Amiibo form. And I've learned that with other things. I've learned that with the consistency of Amiibo, like for an example, like Pikachu and Charizard, or Pikachu and Mewtwo. Mewtwo is also another 6-foot character, and he's actually not as tall. Where Pikachu, is all the way up to Mewtwo's like neck. And I was like, okay, well, they're not consistent in terms of height, so it's not a fair reason, honestly. It's just a little nitpicking on there, and that's why I kind of didn't put it on the list on there for it. So I had that same issue with Charizard and like the Pokemon Trainer Charizard, and because sorry, keep panning out. Sorry. The Charizard amiibo I really really like, but I thought was really weird. When I made my other Pokemon Trainer amiibo, I wanted to make one for Leaf, the female Pokemon Trainer, and I wanted to make it out of an Ivysaur. And I made one. I ended up making an Ivysaur one, so I have another Pokemon Trainer amiibo for Leaf. But I was kind of concerned about the height thing. But with all the amiibo, there are height differences on there. It's never consistent, but that's just me nitpicking. Alrighty. So now moving on to the top 5, just regular non-Super Smash Brothers amiibo that are my favorite on there. And the first one I have to pick out is going to be Shovel Knight. This was one of the very few times that a third-party developer that wasn't participating in Super Smash Brothers, because you had characters like Mega Man, Bayonetta, and Corrin, and Cloud. But this is the first time that a non-Super Smash Brothers third-party character got his amiibo, and it's really really cool. Yacht Club Games did this amiibo, and it just really catches the character of Shovel Knight, and I thought it was really really cool. Super sad that he's not in the game. He is an assist trophy. He's not a playable character. I really wish they made him a playable character, because he's just really cool. He's just, I don't know, he's just, I feel like he's just really like full of energy on there. He's just perfect for the character of Shovel Knight. I thought it was really cool. So I can't wait for the new 3-pack to come out, the Shovel Knight 3-pack with Spectre Knight, King Knight, and Plate Knight. I'll probably be doing a pickup or a review on those 3 when they come out. So I thought it was really cool. So Shovel Knight on there, definitely number 1, one of the top 5. Another one on there is going to be Chibi Robo from Chibi Robo Ziplash. I thought he was really really cool and so adorable. I love him so much. The reason why one of the reasons why I chose him is also because I think like when I play the Chibi Robo games, Chibi Robo is actually supposedly to our scale. He's actually this size, so this is like a 1/1 scale Chibi Robo, and it's really cool because he has like the little wire for the plug, and he actually has the little plug on his head, and it's actually almost like to scale. Like they did a really really good job on it. The whole metallic paint that's on him, the silver on there, it's really simple, but it's done really well. So I thought he made the list for me. I thought he was really really cool. So Chibi Robo. And then on there I have number 3 on here, and that's going to be from the Super Mario series. It's going to be Wario. I really really dig this figure. I think he looks amazing. It catches everything about Wario. The colors on him are just great. The color separation on him it just works really well. I really like hefty figures. I think they're really really cool if the heavier figures like him. I've always liked for Disney Infinity, for an example. I've always been a fan of like Venom, Baymax, and Wreck-It Ralph, because they're just like these beefy characters, and they're really really big, and they're really bulky and everything like that, and I think they're really really cool. And Wario really catches that instance of this big character. He's pulling that, I have the muscle on there, which he does, and I think he's really really cool on there. And I really dig the Wario Land games. I mean, those were some of the games I really grew up with when I was a kid on the Game Boy. I really loved Wario Land, and I think I like this one more than his Super Smash Brothers counterpart, just because it just catches more of Wario. And the Wario Land one, or the WarioWare one, is really really cool too. I just think in comparison, once again, that size comparison, I mean, it just does him more justice. And that can be said with some of the other amiibo I kind of like put on the side over here. Is another one is Bowser. Like, I love the Bowser amiibo for Super Smash Brothers. I think he's really cool. But like in comparison, like the Super Mario Brothers Bowser is just, I don't know, it just catches more of his essence. It just looks, he's bigger, he's heftier, he's bulkier. He's kind of more that standing up straight kind of thing. That they really made an emphasis on changing Bowser for him being, crouched down and in Melee and Brawl to where he's more standing up in Super Smash Bros. 4. I think this Bowser catches more of the essence on there, and this Bowser really looks good next to Mario, honestly. They kind of like give that perfect size of that really good rivalry, to where the Bowser amiibo still is really cool. It's just in comparison to size, he's really tiny, really tiny. And the same can be said with King Dedede is like that as well. His actual Kirby counterpart is quite taller, and Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's Super Mario series is quite taller on there. So, enough of me rambling on there. So moving on to we've got number 3, number 4. Yes, number 4 on there is the Metroid amiibo from Samus Returns for the 3DS. I really dig this amiibo. I think he's really cool. If you've seen the amiibo tour video from my previous video on there, you'll know that I really like him because he's actually one of the very few times that amiibo uses like soft rubbery plastic, so he's squishy, and I think is really cool. And I think it's really cool to see this amiibo because it really catches the essence of like the Metroid itself, just this menacing thing that's breaking out, and that's your whole goal in the original Metroid, Metroid 2, Return Samus, and Super Metroid. You just always have to worry about these guys. That's the one thing about them, and they are just menacing creatures, and this just kind of catches that whole, oh, I just broke out of the tube, now you're just be ready for me. I thought it was really cool. Just also the inside, I think is really cool. Just seeing the inside of that. It's not just painted. It's actually pieces, like parts of his nucleus or its nucleus in there. I thought was really cool. So definitely the Metroid. I rarely used the Metroid amiibo. I used it about like twice in Samus Returns until I found out what it actually did. And what it does is it captivates. Well, it doesn't captivate. It tells you the nearest location of a Metroid on your map, which is cool if you're having a little bit of difficulty on there and everything like that. But one of the things I really like about the Metroid series is the exploration of it. And the whole thing about Metroid 2 and Metroid Return Samus or Samus Returns, either the original or the remake, is the game really gives you a sense of exploration. And because of the limitations on hardware back then, I mean, that's how they had to do it, but it became like a staple, and it's always been a staple, even with the original Metroid, is going back and trying new things with different items. And in Metroid 1 and 2, you didn't really have this whole, like, tutorial or map, or this is where you need to go next. You had to pretty much explore it on your own. So when Samus Returns came out, they kind of sort of kept that feature, but now you have like a better option to have like a map and everything like that. But it still kept it. What I like about Metroid 2 as opposed to the other Metroids is it kind of keeps you on edge. And the reason for that is that you are hunting the Metroids down specifically. That's like your main goal on there. But you don't know where they are. So you can kind of walk into a room and you see like a Metroid like shell or carcass, but the actual Metroid could be like in 2 other rooms away, and you don't know. Metroid 2 is one of the very few games that actually, like, I mean, in the past, like, things like Resident Evil and stuff like that always like, creeped me out. But, like, till this day, Metroid is one of the very few games that still, like, creeps me out. So, definitely on there. This little guy is awesome. And then number 5 on there is one of the very few amiibo I don't have opened. I'm really considering opening him. I'd like to open all of my amiibo, with the exception of very few, is the Boo amiibo. I think he's really cool. It really captures Boo, and I think, like, it's just, it was silly when it came out. I thought it was like, well, why make an amiibo of, a Goomba, a Koopa? But when you really go, like, when you get down to it and you buy it, when you get it, and it's like, oh man, this thing is like the coolest thing ever. And then on top of it, unlike any other amiibo, he actually glows in the dark, which I think is really cool. So I think that's the reason why I kind of kept the box, is that he actually says that he glows in the dark on there. And he does glow in the dark, and it's really cool to see this kind of just in the middle of the night. You see, like, this Boo just there right in front of your face, just like glowing and everything. I just kind of wish he had like he did the whole little tongue thing if you stare at them too long, like in Super Mario World. But he's really cool, and I really love him. And now that they've made amiibo like the Goomba, the Koopa, the Boo, and now the Piranha Plant that's coming out soon, I really wish they would go back and like make more amiibo. Like I would love to see a Chain Chomp amiibo would be really cool. Like a Hammer Bros amiibo, a Lackey 2 amiibo. I think that would be really cool. So definitely Boo is one of my top 5 on here. And then for the honorable mention for the Super Smash Brothers series, or the Super Mario, the overall Amiibo series ones, is going to be from Splatoon is going to be Callie. It was really hard for me to choose between Callie, Marie, Pearl, and Marina. I really love all of them, but I chose Callie just because I just love what they did with like her hair and her little squid piece that's on the top as her actually like hairpin and stuff like that. I really did. And then like for an example, I think Callie shows more of her character a little bit more than kind of Marie or Pearl or Marina does. I think Callie's expression catches it more than the other three, and I really dig it. Like I think it's really cool just overall to see her character in amiibo form. I really like the sparkle on her dress. I think it's really cool to see that. Her hair also, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but right there you can kind of see this is actually like a translucent plastic, so it kind of gives that kind of like squishy squid-like look of how squids, when you see a squid, like a fresh squid, it kind of has that white, like transparent look to it. But then, of course, also using her ink color that she prefers, the pink and black. I think that's really cool that they did that on there. And then once again, going back to the top, they use that same kind of frosted translucent plastic on here for her squid hairpiece, which is kind of weird that she wears a squid on her head and she is a squid. You know, I never thought about that. It's like kind of weird that they wear themselves on their heads. Is it a form of, I don't know, it's weird. But nonetheless, it's really cool. Also, I also dig the paint. The Splatoon amiibo, I really like all of them as well because they can get away with a lot of stuff. Because I know sometimes some amiibo can come with a little bit of defects and stuff like that for like paint details and stuff. But I think it's really cool because they can kind of get away with it because it's just ink being splattered all over the place. So let's glob paint on it. So Callie was really cool on there for you. So there you go. There you have it. Sean, I'm sorry that it wasn't just one amiibo. I'm sorry that I rambled on a lot of the amiibo, but in all honesty, I really do like all of the amiibo. I could talk hours amiibo. I can talk like days amiibo, especially with the new amiibo that are coming out. I think I might do a review on all 3 of the amiibo that are coming out as well, because I'm really digging the way that like Piranha Plant looks. Because I have, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen, I have this little Piranha Plant guy, and I've been kind of using him to kind of like promote stuff, and he's kind of been doing his own thing. But I'm really liking the way Piranha Plant looks in amiibo form, from what I've seen in the pictures. I am super digging the way that King K. Rool looks. I think it's just really cool seeing all like I can't wait to see how they put like the scales on him, on his arm, on his whole body, how his eye is gonna be, how his teeth are gonna be, the gold belly I think is gonna be really cool. I think they're gonna do a really good job on King K. Rool, and I can't wait to see him. So I think it's gonna be really cool in there. So I mean I could talk amiibo for days. So if you guys, if you guys like hearing me ramble and stuff like that, or if you guys want to see amiibo like reviews and stuff like that, let me know. Let me know if this video was something that you guys want to see in the future, or maybe I'll do something else on there for you guys. So, but this has been like a recap of seeing everything on there for you guys, and just to follow up with everything that's been going on, and just to remind you guys, with those 3 amiibo being said, hey, there's 12 days left on the contest, guys. Definitely, if you can, sign up for it. Just leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video that I'll post below for the 700th subscription video, because there's only a couple days left, and I want you to win an amiibo. I really want you to win an amiibo, so definitely check it out, guys. Okay, so, well, that will be everything from me. Let me know if there's anything else that you want me to show, or if you have any other questions for me as well. Leave it down in the comments on this video, and I will keep at it right now. As soon as I'm done with this, I will keep going out and filling out more requests. Thank you so much, guys, for everything that you guys do for me. I love you all. It's been a great journey, and I will catch you guys in the next video. All right. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Hit that notification bell so you guys view the whenever a fight comes on, so that way you see if your requests come on and posted on there. And I'll catch you guys later. Smash on.